So now we will discuss about the using order by clause. So we use the order by clause for sorting. We will discuss about the using order by clause. So sorting, what does it mean by sorting? If you are going to arrange the records, clear? According to yourself, according to your need, you can apply the order by clause on any of the particular attribute, so it will give you the result in ascending and descending both. I will show you how to display them. So ascending is by default, and the order by clause comes last in the select statement. Clear? It means, look at the slide. It means that first of all, select will come at the columns which you want to select. After that, from which table you want to select, and order will come at the last. Clear? So I'm going to write this query. First of all, I'm going to write this query in SQL developer environment. So select last name, comma, the job ID, comma, salary, comma, hire date. Clear? These are 4 attributes of employee. From which table? From employees. Now order by, not where. Where is used for some condition, where salary is greater, where salary is less, where it is equal to, where in, where between, and so I'm using the order by clause. Order by hire date. Now execute it. Look at here. Hire date is in the form of ascending order. By default it is in ascending order. Look at here. 17 June 87, 17 September 87, 3rd January 1990, 21st May 1991. Clear? So they are in ascending order. What does it mean by ascending order?
A to 10.
From 1 to 10. Clear? From a smaller value till the bigger value. So by default it is in ascending. So I will use the word ASEC, ascending. Clear? I will use the word ASC. So by default it is ascending. Again run the query. So the same result. Clear? Now this time I want to print it in descending order. That show me the latest date first and the oldest date at the last. So I will write DESC, descending. Clear? Now execute it. Look at the dates. 21st April 2000, 21st April 2000, 24 March, which is less value. Clear? 2000, and so on. And then 4 January 2000 and 19 December 1999. Then 12 December. Clear? So now it is in descending order. Clear? So you can print any variable. So this time I'm going to print it that order by employee ID. Clear? So by default it is ascending. So you cannot see that they are actually arranged or not. So that's why I'm including the employee ID as well here. That show me the employee ID also. So employee ID, look at here. They are in ascending order. 100, 101, 102, 103, 4 and so on. So by default it is an ascending order. So if you use the word ASC for ascending, it will give you the same result. If not, by default it is in ascending. So I'm writing ASC, so still the answer will be same. For descending, I will use the word descending. Execute it. So now see, the records are just flipped. Now they are in descending order. First of all, the greater value 206, 205, 204, 32 and till the 100. Clear? So they all are now in descending order. Is it clear? So that is order by clause. So you can apply the order by clause in any of the column. Now this time I'm going to apply it on the salary. Clear? This time arrange. Order by means arrange. Sort. What does mean by sort? Sorting means arranging. So order by means arranging. How you will sort. So this time I will arrange by salary. Clear? So salary, this is the problem. The problem is not from here. It is here.
Maybe it's under your shape.
It is from here. यो तार दी नशी चेंज कर ले मना. सल जल्दी तो हुआ है आपको बस. Yes. So don't mess with this wire till the lecture finished. Okay. So, okay. So we were discussing about the order by class. Now this time I'm going to arrange it by the salary in ascending order. So if you write the word ascending, no problem. If you don't write, still no problem. By default, it will arrange it by salary. 2100, 22, 22, 24, 25, and so on. Now this time I want to arrange it in descending order. So DESC is the reserve word which we'll use. So look at the salary values. 24,000, 17,000, 14,000, and till the less one, from bigger to the less value. Clear? So this is order by clause. Now let's come to the slide. So the next is sorting. So you can sort by the column alias as well. And what are column alias? We discussed that recently, that they are some heading names. They are the duplicate names. Clear? You are providing some duplicate name of some heading, clear, inside your query environment, SQL environment. So now I will calculate the salary, annual salary. Annual salary means that what salary you are getting yearly. So removing the query. So select employee ID, comma, last name, first name, comma, last name, comma, job ID, comma, actual salary, clear, comma, salary multiply by 12 as what? As as annual. Clear? So this is column alias. First of all, I will execute the query so you will get to know. From employees table. Look at here. Annual is a column. Salary multiplied by 12. 2600 multiplied by 12. Yeah, 31,200. And this is also. Clear? So this time I will use the clause order by. This time I'm not using the column name, I'm using the column alias, which is the calculated column. This is the calculated column. There is no annual in our database in employee table. That is calculated value. That is calculated column. So I'm arranging it with the form by using the annual. Clear? Now look at. Wait. Wait. So look at here. Select the employee ID column, the last name column, the job ID column, the salary column, and salary multiplied by 12. Calculate the annual salary and give it the name annual or whatever name you want to use. So this column is calculated annual. Clear? Now from employees table, from the employee table and order by, arranged by the annual column. So it is arranged in ascending order. Clear? So good. I'm going to arrange it in ascending order. So now it is in ascending order. 25,200, 26,400, 26,000, 28,000. And now I want to arrange all the records in descending order according to their annual salary. So now this is in descending order. 28,000, sorry, yeah, 288,000, 204,000. So they are so on. Clear? So this is how to arrange some columns with the help of column alias. Now let's come to the slide. This is how we have seen that how you can apply the order by clause on some columns and how you can apply them on some column alias. What are column alias? They are some duplicate names. They are heading for calculated columns. Clear? Now let's come to the next point. The next. So you can use the numeric positions. What are the numeric positions? So look at the query. Now I am not using any column alias. I'm removing the column alias. So I have employee ID, last name, job ID, and salary. Clear? So select employee ID, last name, job ID, and salary. I have 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So their position is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I will write here 3. So what does that mean? It means that arrange it with the third position column. And which is third position? Job ID. So it will arrange my records according to the job ID. Clear? If I write here 1, so 1 means arrange all the records according to the employee ID. Look at here. So now they are arranged according to the employee ID 100, 100, 102. Now arrange it in descending. So employee IDs are now reverse. Clear? So you can arrange it according to the positions. Now I want to arrange all the records in descending by their last name. So in last name have the position 2. So write here 2. Look at here. So Z, W, V, U, T. Total alphabets are reverse. Clear? Now write here ascending. So names, look at the names, last names. A, B, C, D, and so on. Clear? So this is how you can perform the sorting of your records based on your column positions. Clear? Now let's come to the, if you want to arrange the positions by selecting the 2 columns. Look at the second query. Sorting by multiple columns. Select the last name, department ID, salary. So department IDs and salary. Look at here. So I am choosing the 3. Select last name, department ID, comma, and salary from employees table, order by, arrange by. First of all, arrange it by department ID, then salary. Department ID, comma, salary. Look at the query. So department ID 10, 20, 20, 30 and so on. Clear? So it means that department ID have the priority, the first priority. Now I am writing the salary in descending order. So now the salary is little bit arranged. Why? Because first of all the first priority is given to the department ID. So it will check first of all the department ID. If you switch the department ID at second position, so now the first priority is given to the salary. So department ID. Now look at here. Now all the salaries, they are having the first priority. First of all, they will be arranged in the descending order: 24,000, 17,000, 14,000, 13,500 and so on. And then department IDs will be arranged a little bit according to the limit, according to the restriction, in ascending order. I'm also arranging it in descending order. So look at the query. So departments are not in totally descending order. Why? 90, 80, 20, 110. They are not totally in descending order. Why? Because the priority is given to the salary column first. Clear? If you give the priority to the department column first. Now look at here. Now all the department ID will be in descending form. Clear? And all the salaries are not totally in descending form, but a little bit in descending form, because first have the highest priority and then the second have the priority at third. You can add a lot of columns as well, comma, arrange it by this, arrange it by this. Clear? So first priority, then the lowest, and then the lowest, and then the least. Clear? So this is what we discussed in the order by clause. Now let's come to the substitution variable. Order by clause is clear.
Yes.
We discussed that we can arrange order, we can sort our records, we can display our records in ascending and descending order both by using a fixed column name, by using the column position numbers, by using the column alias, and by using the multiple columns. Clear? So we discussed 4 different types of arranging the records. Now let's come to the substitution variable. What is substitution variable? Now when you are going to search different record every different time, so you are not going to change the value of query every time. That suppose select first name, last name, salary, job ID from employee table where the ID is 1. So it will show you the employee record number 1. Then again the employee ID is 10. So again you will change it to 10. Again the employee ID is 20. Again the employee ID is 30. So every time you are changing the values in the query. Clear? So with the help of substitution variables, we will create such a query that it will ask the values from us during the runtime. Clear? We are not going to give fixed values. This query will ask the values from us during the runtime. What does mean by runtime? During the time of execution of the query. Clear? So look at the slide. Substitution variables. Use substitution variables to temporarily store values with single ampersand sign and double ampersand sign. So first of all, we'll discuss about the single one, and then we will discuss about the double one. So we use the substitution variables to supplement the following. You can use the substitution in the where clause. You can use the substitution in order by clause. You can use the substitution in column names, in column expressions. You can use it in the table names, and you can use it in the entire select statements. Clear? You can use this substitution variable everywhere in the query. So we will see it one by one. Clear? Now look at the query. I am going to write this query so you will get a better idea of what are the substitution variables. Clear? Look at the table. Check, is it recording? Yes, it's okay. So clear? Now select the employee, the last name, comma, job ID, comma, salary. These three are okay. From which table? From, okay, employee ID as well. That show me the employee ID. Employee ID also. So show me four columns: employee ID, last name, job ID, and salary. From which table? From the table employees. Now I am using the substitution variable in the where condition. Clear? Where condition. If you remember the slide, so we discussed in the slide that you can use it in where condition, in order by, in column, in table, in all the where. This time I'm using it in the first where condition. So where employee ID is equal to, now ampersand sign. Clear? Single ampersand, employee, or just the ID or whatever name you want to use. So I'm using that employee underscore number, semicolon. Execute the query. Look at here. Enter substitution variable. It is asking the value of employee, the number of record which you want to see during the runtime. Look at here above, it is running and waiting for the value to get it from you. If you cancel, it will give you error. Missing expression, you didn't give the value. So again I am running it. So I have a lot of employee IDs. I want to see employee number 198. So employee number 198 record is retrieved. Again I want to see employee number 200. So employee number 200 is retrieved. Again I want to see employee number 204. So employee record number 204 is retrieved. Clear? So this is known as substitution variable. This substitution variable is getting the value from you during the runtime. Clear? So we have done this example. Now we have work in this example. Now I will run the same query in the SQL plus environment. Look at that. I am executing the same query in the SQL plus environment. So go to the tools and click on SQL plus. So entering the password HR. Now first of all, describe me the tables. Clear? No, catalog. Select all from cat. So it is showing me all the tables. Clear? Now I want to work in the employees table and I want to see the columns in the employee table. So describe employees. So employee table contain employee ID, first name, and all of these attributes. Now, writing the query, select the last name, comma, the employee ID. The employee ID should be at first. Employee ID, last name, salary, comma, and job ID. From which table? From employees table. Clear? Where employee ID is equal to ampersand sign, and I'm using employee num. This is a name, this is a simple name. Clear? Execute it. Now enter the value for employee number. Can you see it? Enter the value for employee number. In the developer environment, a new window will open. In this environment, it will ask in the next command from you to get the new value. So I want to see the record of 198, employee number 198. Click on it. So you will see two things here. If I zoom it, you will see two things here. This is the old and this is the new. Clear? This is, look at here, old and new, where employee ID is equal to substitution variable employee number, and down there is a new, the actual query, the actual value which you have provided, where employee ID is equal to 198. Later on in the end of the lecture, I will show you how to remove this old and new. By default, it will give you old and new. Old means what you have given, and new means what actual value you have given, what actual value it has taken from you. So you can see here that this record is retrieved. Now I want to execute. Now it is again asking from you the employee number. So I'm writing here 204. So 204 is that employee. Clear? So how it is executed in the SQL Plus environment and how it is executed in the SQL Developer environment. So we have seen the both execution. So in the developer environment, it will be displayed in a new window, graphically user interface. Now you can arrange it in, as I told you, that you can apply it on any of the character values as well. I applied it on a number. You can apply it on any string variables as well. So this time I'm going to apply it on the string variables. So this time arrange it according to the job ID and ampersand sign job ID.
So this name should be the same like filter.
This name, whatever you can use, Ali, Ahmad, whatever. Look at here, Ali. Clear? So this is just a name, a variable name. You can say it's a variable name. So I'm using here data, the name data, or you can use here the column, whatever name you want to use. Clear? So I'm using here job underscore title. So run it. It is asking from you the job title. So I know there are some guys with the name of IT programmers. Clear? So I'm searching that show me the record of employees. Their job ID is IT underscore programmers. Click on it. Wait. Let me check first of all. So job ID is PROG, programmer. Clear? identifier. Okay, the single quotation were missing because the name is a string. We are not searching a number, we are searching a string. And if you remember in the like operator, we search all the strings with the help of single quotation. So put a single quotation. Now execute it. So show me the IT underscore programmers. Okay, so all the records are retrieved. Show me all the record of clerks. So all the record of clerks is retrieved. Clear? So with the help of substitution variable, you can search the records both string and numeric as well. Clear? Now let's come to the next one. Now this time I will apply the substitution on all of the locations in my select statement. I will apply it in the select, I will apply it in the where, I will apply it in the order by, and then at the last I will apply it in the form. So in all of the clause I will apply the substitution variables. So look at here. This is a very interesting query. Select substitution variable. What? Data 1. Clear? Or you can write here column 1, comma, substitution variable, column 2, comma, substitution variable, column 3. Wait. Clear? And I am entering one fixed column, employee ID, comma, and 3 are dynamic. The name of 3 columns it will ask from me during the execution. Clear? That what column you want to select from the employee table. So these are 3 dynamic columns. From which table employee is fixed, later on I will make this also as a substitution variable. Now for the condition, I am writing the condition where. So this time I will apply it on the condition as well. I will give it the name condition. Clear? Where substitution variable and condition, and in the last order by and order column. Clear? Now look at the query. Execute it. So first of all it is asking from you about the column 1. I selected employee ID. Show me the last name. Clear? Enter. Which third column you want to see? Job ID. Job ID. Which the fourth column you want to see? Salary. Okay, now condition. What is your condition? Salary is greater than or equal to 10,000. 10,000. This is the condition. Now in which form you want to arrange the records? So I want to arrange them by their employee ID. Clear? So arrange them by their employee ID. Okay, look at here. Employee ID, column number 1 I have provided, show me the last name. Then I said that show me the job ID. Then I said that show me the salary. And what condition I applied? That only show me those salaries whose value is greater than 10,000. Clear? So 10,500, 10,000, because I use greater than and equal to. So you will never find a salary less than 10,000. Clear? And arranged by their employee ID. So look at their ID, 100, 101, 102, and in arrange form. So did you got the idea of substitution variables? Clear? So they will ask the values from you dynamically during the execution time. Clear? So this time I'm removing this one, and this time I'm making the from as the substitution variable as well, and I'm giving it the name table name. Clear? Now look at here, there is nothing fixed in this query. Each and everything is dynamic. Each and everything is substitution variable. Look at here, I'm executing. Enter the column 1. Which column you want to see? I want to see the employee ID. Which second column you want to see? I want to see the salary of employee. Okay. Which third column? I want to see his last name.
Sir, but you must know about the attribute on that table.
Yes, I will show you that. So, third one, from which table? So now be careful when you are making the from clause as a substitution variable. So be careful. Might be you are selecting the columns of one table and giving the name of another table. So it will create error. Clear? So if you are selecting the columns of employee table, then use the employee table here as well. If you are selecting the columns of any other table, so then use the same name. Yes.
Can you use alias as well, like select the first name or space?
Let me complete it. So I'm selecting the employees from employees table. Okay, what is your condition? That show me only those record whose salary is less than 10,000. So salary is less than or equal to 10,000. Okay, now in which form you want to arrange the table? I want to arrange them by their employee ID. Employee ID, ascending and descending, that depends on you. Click on OK. Look at here. Employee ID, salary and last name, and they are in ascending form, and salary, all the salary are less than 10,000. Clear? So these are your substitution variables. Now I will execute the same query in the developer environment. Execute the same query but in the SQL Plus environment. Clear? So look at here. This time in this environment I'm using one function. Which one? Clear screen. Now screen is clear, and I don't know that how many tables I have, what is the attributes in that table. So I'm writing select static from catalog. So I have these all the tables. I'm selecting one table, employee, but I don't know that what are the attributes of employee, what are the columns of employee. So I'm writing the describe. Clear? Describe the employees table. I saw the name of employees from here. It is a table. Now employee table have all these attributes. Clear? So now I am writing that select what? Substitution variable column 1. Clear? Comma. Substitution variable column 2, comma. Substitution variable ampersand sign column 3. Clear? This is for select from which table? From the table name. Table underscore name. Where? What condition? Substitution variable condition and order by what? Substitution variable. Now the column underscore name. Clear? So enter the value for column number 1. If you could see here, enter the value for column number 1. So value means what column you want to select. I want to select the last name. Enter the value for column number 2. What second column you want to select? I want to select the salary or the employee ID. Employee ID. Show me the employee ID. Enter. What third column you want to see? I want to see the salary. Enter. Now look at here. old and new. Select statement is finished. Clear? Old values. Select column number 1, 2 and 3. So the actual values which you have provided, they are the new values. So last name, employee ID and salary. Clear? Now enter the value for table name. From which table you want to select? So definitely they are the columns of employee table. So now I am going to select the employee table. If I select department ID, error. If I select countries table, error. Why? Because these attributes, these columns didn't belong to any other table. They belong to the employee table. So whenever you are making the from class as a substitution variable, so be careful to select the same table of whom you have selected the columns. Clear? From which you have selected the columns. So I am writing here the employees table. Look at here, old and new. Can you see here? Look at here. From table name and table name. So I have given the name of table employees. Now enter your condition. What condition you want to give? So I want to give that salary is greater than or equal to 5,000. Look at the old and new. This is the third statement. Look at here. First statement. Look at here. First statement, second, third and fourth. One query but divided into 4 statements. Clear? In a proper SQL format. So the first statement, dummy parameters or the substitution variables, these, and the actual values provided by the user are these one. Now the second statement, from which table? The actual table name is employee. Now the third, where the condition, what condition, and this one. And the last, the fourth condition, which column, with the name of which column you want to arrange. So I want to arrange them by employee underscore ID, by employee ID. Click on enter. So look at the record. Last name, employee ID. Let me change the size. Look at here. They are arranged by employee ID. Last name is selected because I provided last name, employee ID and salary from employee table, where show me all those salary whose value is greater than 5,000 and arrange them by their employee ID. So employee ID is 100, 101, 102 and so on. And look at the salaries. You will not find salary less than 5,000. Clear? So this is all about your substitution variables. So we have seen both of the environments. Now clear the screen. So now let's come to the slide. So this is your substitution variables. You can apply the substitution variables in select, in from, in where, in order by. So if you could remember this slide. So we have applied it in the where, in the order by, in the column expression, in the table names, and in all of the select statement. Clear? That depends on you, that wherever you apply it. Now let's come to the double ampersand substitution variable. What is double ampersand substitution variable? Use double ampersand if you want to reuse the variable value without promoting the user each time. Automatically it will take the value. I will show you. Look at the query. Select employee ID, last name, job ID, double ampersand sign and column name. Now this is substitution variable. From employees, order by, clear? Column name. I will give the column name once, but the top one in the select statement, it will get it automatically. It will not ask for 2 times like previous. Look at here. I'm executing it first of all in the developer environment. Look at here. The select employee ID, comma, last name, comma, salary. Clear? Or I will use the job ID and salary I will use as double substitution. Job ID, comma, double ampersand sign. Clear? and column underscore name. From which table? From employee table, employees table, and order by what? Single ampersand and column underscore name. Clear? So first look at the query, then I will explain. Enter column name, enter the column name. As I told you, I want to see the salary, but it will ask just once. Salary. It just asks once. Clear? It has performed the function twice. It has performed the function twice, but get the value from me just once. So how? I have entered the salary here, that arrange salary in ascending order, and also when I enter the salary here, so automatically this double ampersand will take the value whatever I enter. Clear? If I remove the double ampersand, so then look at here. Column name 1, execute. So it is asking from me, what column you want to display? I want to see the salary. Okay, wait, it is column 2, salary, and now it is asking two values. Why? Because I use single ampersand. So order by salary. Clear? So the function is same, but it is asking for two times. So this time what I will do, I will use the double ampersand sign. Execute the query, enter, wait. The name should be same, okay? Look at here. The name should be same. If you remember the concept of pointers, so that is the same. One will give the reference to another. One will give the value which you enter directly to other. So this single ampersand will give the value directly to the double ampersand. Clear? So the name should be same, okay? So I used here column name. So here also used column name. So look at here, it will ask the value from me this one and automatically give the value to this one. Clear? So execute it. Column name. What's the problem? Let me write the query again. Select employee ID, last name, comma, double ampersand sign, column 1, from employees table, order by single ampersand sign, and column 1, the same name. Execute it. So you will see it is asking the value of this one, okay, not the first one, because first one is double and double is a reference to single. Double ampersand sign is the reference to single one. So it is asking the value from me for the single one, not the double one. So I am writing here salary. Okay, so it didn't ask from me for the second time because the double ampersand sign have received the value from the single substitution variable. Clear? So this variable, this substitution variable have received its value from this one. Clear? Now I will run the same query in the SQL Plus environment. So select employee ID, comma, last name, comma, now double ampersand sign, column 1, from which table? From employees table, order by single ampersand sign and the same name, column 1. Execute it. It is just asking the value from me for order by, and the double ampersand sign, the double substitution variable, it will take automatically its value. So I'm entering salary. Enter. So look at here, query is executed. Look at here. Look at here, the old value and the new value. You can see it from here as well. Clear? You can see it from here as well. I just provided the one value. Clear? I just wrote salary for just one time. So look at the statement number 3. Clear? So order by salary, and automatically the salary is added here. Automatically the salary is added in the new statement of statement number 1. Is it clear? So I just provided the salary. I just provided the salary value here. There were 3 statements that select employee ID, last name, and double ampersand substitution variable from employee table, order by column 1 single substitution variable. So look at the query. It asked from me that enter the value column 1. I just enter salary for one time. As you can see here, that enter the value came for just one time. So I enter the salary here. So automatically it received the salary here as well, because this double ampersand is the reference to this one. Clear? So that is double substitution variable. Yes?
Like this pointer, this pointer.
We discussed the single ampersand substitution variable and double ampersand substitution variable. And now you have the idea, the clear concept of the difference in both of them. For single ampersand, you need to provide the values same again. You need to provide the values for each and every single ampersand substitution variable. In double ampersand substitution variable, the double will be the reference to the single one, but the name should be same. Otherwise it will confuse it. Otherwise it will create confusion in the query that actually what you are asking, to whom you are referencing. So that was what we discussed in the substitution variable. Now let's come to the define command. Clear? Let's come to the define command. What is define command? Use the define command to create and assign a value to a variable. I will create one variable inside my Oracle environment, and I will give him some value. Clear? So undefined will again undefine the value. Clear? Let me show you. This command works mostly accurate in the plus environment, but I am going to try it in the developer environment as well. As you remember in the initial class, I told you that there are some statements which didn't work accurately in the developer environment, in the user interface environment. So that's why we will prefer to use that black DOS environment. Clear? So I'm going to check it here. So remove, first of all, I'm using the word define. Clear? This is the word define. What I'm going to define? I'm going to define a variable with the name of employee underscore number. Clear? And at the same time, I'm going to initialize it as well. You know what is initialization? Assigning some value. So I have one employee with the ID 198. Clear? So I'm using one ID. I initialize it 200, whatever you want to use. Clear? Now select the employee ID, comma, last name, comma, job ID, comma, and salary. From which table? From which table? From employee table. Clear? So from employees table, where employee underscore ID is equal to, we will use the what? Substitution variable, because this substitution variable will get its value from top. As you can see, these red color rectangle box, employee number is 200 and now 200 is stored in it, a fixed value. Clear? So I'm going to write here ampersand sign employee underscore number, execute the query, cancel. So first of all define it. Okay, so keeping the cursor here, define it. Now the value is created, one variable is created. Now execute the rest of the query. So you will see record number 198 is retrieved. Clear? Record number 198 is retrieved. Making it as a comment, and now check. Clear? Value is fixed. Why? As you could see, look at here. I define employee number is equal to 198. So now its value become fixed. Employee number have the fixed value, constant value 198. So I said that select the employee ID, last name, job, ID, salary from employee table, where the employee ID is equal to employee number, and employee number is already defined, a constant variable which contain 198. So when you run the query, it will show you 198, but I make the define as comment. Now it should ask from me that what is employee number. Clear? As you remember in the previous in the previous slide when we were discussing about the substitution variable. So now I make the define as comment. So it should ask from me that the substitution variable what you want to enter, but it will not ask. Why? Look at here. It is not asking from me because now employee number is a variable and it has 198 value fixed with the help of define keyword. I cannot enter. Now what I will use? I will use one more statement. Undefined. Undefined what? Undefined the employee number. Clear? Execute it. So employee number is undefined. Now I will execute my query and now it will ask from me for the value. Clear? So we use the define for some constant value. Clear? Some constant value. Now again I'm entering 200. Okay, it displayed me the record 200. Now again here I defined that 204. I execute it and I run the query. Wait. First of all, execute the define statement. Execute it. Now one variable is created in the environment and that have a fixed value 204. Now execute it.
It's commented, sir. Remove the comment, sir.
Okay, remove the comment. Execute it and now 204 is here. Now this time again I'm making it as a comment, but it is not asking from me for the value, for the next value. Why? Because it is not no more a substitution variable. Now it has some fixed constant value which is 204. Now we will work with the same in the plus environment. Look at here. I'm clearing the screen. I'm using the clear screen function. Now I'm going to use the word define, but this time I will write the query a little bit different in this environment. Clear? So if you could see here, if it is visible I will not zoom it.
It's okay.
So I'm writing the word define. Define what? I'm defining one variable with the name of var. var variable, clear, is equal to what? This time I'm defining the column name, clear, column name. And if you remember, in the employee table we have a column name, last name, clear. So in the single quotation I'm writing last underscore name, semicolon, and enter. How you will know that it is declared in the memory? It is declared in the memory. Yes?
But not the
Look at here. So I'm using the word define. Clear? I'm just writing the word define. So it will define all of your already defined variables in the environment. Clear? So look at the last. Look at the last. Define variable. Look at here. Once again, can you see here the word define variable? Define variable, and value is the last name, which is a column. Clear? I save a column name in the variable. Clear? If I undefine it, look at here. Undefine what variable? It is now undefined. How I will check? Write define. Write define variable. Symbol variable is undefined. There is no value for variable. There is no variable in the environment. You can also write define. So it will show you all the variables in the environment, but they are already built in. Clear? There is no already there is no defined user defined variable. Clear? So I am writing clear screen to clear the screen so you will understand it more betterly. So look at here. I'm writing that define show me variable. Symbol variable is not defined. There is no variable exist. So I'm writing define variable is equal to what? Last name now it is defined. How I will know? I will write that define me the variable. So define variable is equal to last name and type is character. Clear? Is it clear? And when again you will undefine, so again it will show you that it is undefined. There is nothing exist in the memory. Now I'm writing a query here in this environment. Select what? Substitution variable. Var variable. Clear? From employees table. Clear? Where what? Where the variable is var is a variable and it is equal to what? Some last name. We need to check some last names in the database. We need to check some last names. So I'm writing here select last name from employees. So these are the last name. So I'm using this Bell. Bell is one name, or Austin or whatever. So I'm using one name Bell. Look at here. The record of Bell is retrieved. How? Look at the query. What is the query? Select and variable from employees where and variable is equal to Bell. Clear? It didn't ask from me about anything. Why? I defined one variable and that variable contains what? Your last name column. So select the and variable from employees where and variable is Bell, and Bell is a last name which is a record in database. So it showed me that select last name. Automatically you can see here I didn't write anything. So last name is retrieved because variable is a constant. is a variable defined in memory, and I assign the last column to the variable by using the word define. Clear? So last name is retrieved from employees where last name is Bell. Now this time I will change the query where the last name is, there was one more record, Austin. Now the record of Austin is retrieved. Now I will change the query a little bit, that show me the employee ID as well, the employee ID as well, and show me the salary as well, and last name will be shown automatically. Enter. So look at here, employee ID, salary, and last name, where last name is equal to Austin. Clear? So that is your define variable. Now I'm going to undefine it. Look at here. Now I'm going to undefine variable. Undefine variable. Look at here. Now I will write that define variable. What is variable? So it will give you that it is undefined. Now I will execute the same query. That's this one. Okay. Enter the value for variable. Now again it has become substitution variable because the variable is undefined. Now I am writing that it is asking from me the first variable, which column you want to display. I want to see the last name. Again it is asking from the second variable. Now the query is totally not having any constant variable. It is substitution. It is again it become runtime substitution variables, and they are asking from me from the runtime. So I want to see the last name as well. Enter. So the query is same executed. Now again I will define that what that variable is equal to last name. So it is define variable, that what variable contains. So it contains last name column. Now again I will execute the same query. So look at here. Wait. There is a yes, underscore is missing. So salary, last name from employees where last name is equal to, yes, underscore is missing in the that one. So undefined variable and define variable again, and this time give it the name last underscore name. Now execute the query and record is retrieved. Is it clear, the concept of define and non-define, undefined? Any confusion? Yes.
I want to confuse exact meaning first the benefit. Before me, bacha, yeah.
So we have seen the concept of define and undefined in detail in both of the environments. Now let's come to the using the verify command. Use the verify command to toggle the display. What is toggle? If you remember in the black environment, we were watching the new and old. Clear? You could see here new, old, new, old, new, old. Clear? So this is known as the toggling. It is showing you the previous and it is showing you the value which you provided, the old and the new. So this is known as the toggling. So by default it is on. I'm going to off it. Clear? So first of all I will clear the screen and I will show you what is toggling by writing a simple query. Select single ampersand sign column 1 comma employee underscore ID column 1 and salary as well. So salary from which table? From employees table. Clear? And order by order name. Clear? I'm using order name. Now look at here. It is asking from me about wait, order name by which you want to sort it. I want to sort it by employee ID. Clear? So it is sorted out, but on top you can see that old, new, old, new. Clear? Can you see old and new? Clear? So by default the set verify command is on. In the slide, if you can see substitution variables, it will show the both of the condition, the old condition of substitution variable and the new condition. New condition means the value which you provided for substitution variables, it will display both of them, the old condition, the old state and the new state. So by default it is on, so make it off. Clear? So I'm going to off it, so then I will show you that what is the result. Clear? So I'm going to write the command set verify off. Clear? If in the next slide you can see here as well. So I'm going to off it. Yes, replace variables. Let me check is it is off or not. So I'm writing the query from employees. Enter the order name. So arrange it by employee underscore ID. Now look at here. There is no old and new. Clear? There is no old and new state of the query for substitution variable. If again you on it, set verify command on. Now again write the query. Look at here. Again old and new is on. And giving it employee ID. So look at here. Old, new, old, new, old, new. Clear? So this is the state of your substitution variable before and after. So by using set verify command off, you can switch it off. And if you want to see both of the states, then again make it on. By default it is on. Clear? And with this your lecture is finished. So what is the summary of this lecture? We discussed the where clause. We restrict the rows, the output of the our restricting and sorting the data. We discuss about the comparison conditions. We discuss about the between, in, like and null operators. We discuss about the logical operators and, or and not. We discuss about the order by clause, and we discuss about the ampersand substitution variable to restrict and sort output during the runtime. Clear? And that is what with this lecture contains.